the Say It Ain't So podcast. I am the weatherman, Gerald G. Money in the house. What's up, my brother?
Hey, my brother, how you doing, man? Oh man, what a great day, man! I've been thinking about this day to come, and just to initially, hold on 1 second, there, I got you.
Okay.
Here we go. Well, man, we got this is a what do you call a podcast new radio show for 2022.
Yes.
Here in 2022, weatherman, how you doing down in the sunny side of Orlando, Florida?
That's
We're
right.
up here in New York with the snow and the ice.
Right.
And man, we're just blessed to be able to stay put in this arrest while the rest of the world is going through a lot of stuff, So
Yeah,
we're grateful.
Y'all can keep that snow up there, stay down in Florida. That's why I call it Say It Ain't So.
So I can't wear the coats and the clothes that you have like in New York, man. This is a fashionable city,
Oh, yeah, we can wear shorts year-round. Yes. Yes.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so. You wearing shorts, man. We got on fur coats and stuff up here, man. You kidding me? Oh, my God. Man.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Glad to have you on our first official podcast. It's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you, man, for having to bring about a time like now for a lot of us great leaders to come forth at a time that we can maybe save one soul that might be interested in hearing how they can learn their true identity and then wonder why we are going through the pandemic as we have and seeing so many people die.
Right.
And, of course, that's very important for people to be informed of information that they can live, not die, because if you don't open your mouth and say what God says that you can say and have what you say, I'm going to live, I shall not die. I think that's important.
In my opinion, this is just my opinion, that a lot of infectious diseases come from meat. It depends on your blood type. Maybe it's a good thing for some folks to go vegetarian. What do you feel about that?
Say it ain't so.
It is.
Say it ain't so. Wow. Well, it's one of the great things we have as an advantage to pray over what we eat, as the promises that have been promised to us who know that, you're supposed to pray over your food. It's not going to glut down, because the flesh never gets enough and the flesh is always wanting more. You just got to be moderate in everything you do, so.
Yeah. My opinion on some meats, I was raised in the South. You're a New York City dude. But anyways, moving forward, of course, I was raised eating liver-in onions and gizzards with hot sauce and all that. Then my doctor told me, son, are you crazy? A liver is like a filter for an animal. And he also said that animals carry cancer too, as far as the organ side of the meat, like liver, chitlins, and gizzards and all that stuff, along those lines. So I don't eat liver-in onions. I haven't ate liver-in onions in like 15 years. There's nothing wrong with it. Choose what you want to choose. But I'm sure you being an entrepreneur yourself, you got that expression on your face like, you can use a plate of grits and some liver-in onions. Am I right or wrong? Say it ain't so.
If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's right.
So let me tell you how this goes.
Okay.
I'm waiting on Nike to make an outfit for us to go hunting. The guy asked me, come on, let's go hunting. Look, man, why should I go hunting? He wanted to know why. I said, I got a grocery store 3 blocks down the block. Why should I go hunting? I can go to the supermarket and get what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for Nike to make a suit for us to go hunting.
Right.
Nike's leading everything by now. You know that. So
right.
I'm waiting for Nike to make that safari suit. I'll be the first one in my neighborhood with it.
Right.
You doing, G? I see Nike got a new hunting suit. Yeah, man, you can go hunt and get your own food. Only no pig feet. Well, only when Mama used to cook it back in the day. We've all learned that we had to trust our mothers to eat. My mother made chitlins. You just can't go in anybody's house and have some chitlins.
Right.
I'll tell you that now.
Right.
And it's the stinking smell. It has to be we call that sanctified. We call it you gotta cure it. It's got to be cured. You know what I mean? So the process, her spending in the kitchen 3, 4, 5 hours and they're cleaning it
Right.
You know, after all that work. Oh Lord. Oh man, you something else, man. God, man. You gotta put the hot sauce
Uh,
and the pepper on it, you understand, and a dyed right cola. You know what that is? That's intestines.
yes.
That's intestines.
Yes. So you saying on this
That's
podcast
chicken.
right now, you had this in your mouth, sucking it down. This picture that I'm showing you right now.
Man, listen, that was many years ago. I didn't want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Look, Mama had it in the pot. We didn't see what was in the pot, so she put it on the plate. And you know, we didn't know what it was. They didn't tell us when we were kids. You know, you're getting ready to eat some hog guts. You know, they just put it on the plate, had the pepper and salt there, and boy, when you ate it, oh man, it was delicious. You know,
Oh no.
I'm gonna eat it again because my mama's not here today to be here to cook them.
Right.
I'm grateful for that. You know that I don't have to eat anybody's chitlins, and I'm not. I don't put anybody's chitlins.
Right. The smell. Some folks use the word stink. I'm going to use the word stench because the smell it's unbearable. And the only kind of mask you could wear for your nostrils is something all natural like this right here. When you was a kid, did your mom put this on y'all nose to kill the smell?
Oh man, what's that? A collard green or
Yeah.
what's that? Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Man, listen. First of all, I thank you for showing me the things that I won't eat anymore.
Right.
And you know, even if I prayed over it, I wouldn't eat it. You know, because the fact is that that is something that comes from the pig. That people say don't eat no pork on my fork.
Right.
Well, you ain't got to worry about that. Now, if you down there cooking, and your wife down there cooking, man, she makes some chitlins, and I had to sit down and eat, and I was a guest. I guess I would have to pray over it, and I'll eat it. That's at your house.
Yeah. I have a trivia question for you about some food. I have one of them country behind cousins in Carolina. He told me last week, hey, yo, weatherman, he went in his backyard and cooked some geese. He found the geese back there. I never had any geese. Would you try that?
What's a geese?
It's like a big duck.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
Yeah.
Man, I saw a raccoon in New York last night in Queens.
Right.
Man, you should see how I was running on my tiptoes, man. It seemed like I was be screaming. I was like running more. I was running.
Right.
I thought it was a rat, but it was a raccoon. You see the color of the raccoon, and the eyes are dark,
Yes.
and they'll look you up, stand up at you, and go.
Yes. Yes.
Man, he didn't have to worry about me. I was the other direction. I was gone, boy. You see me pull up out of here, man.
Right.
I'm gonna call my boy back because I went to go pick up something over at his house, and he has these garbage cans out in the back of his yard over there, and he was back there playing. The raccoon was back there playing.
Right.
And I was wondering why he don't come out at night. Nah, no. I had to come by there late that night. He left something in the mailbox for me to go pick up, and I went by there, and that raccoon came out last night. Man, I was boom. They said, "Dad, look at G-Money running, boy. Why you running like that?" So you look at that raccoon. I was in his territory.
Wow.
Ain't no raccoons running around down on the streets where I live at.
Right.
As
far as me go, going back to that, I'm thinking about slowly going vegetarian. I'm going to give it an attempt to try it. But some vegetarians eat a little chicken every now and then and a little fish. I don't know how it's going to work out. I might cheat on day 3.
Day 1, bro.
Day 1 for you.
Ain't nothing new under the sun, brother. I don't know about you know about that. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And I don't know, man. Well, meat gains. If you haven't gained weight, and what puts on pounds on you, and you're not watching your weight, then you're gonna really be in a lot of trouble.
Right.
But you look great, man. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, you down in the sunny side of some part of Miami down there, boy. You live in shorts, everything down there, man, running 5 miles a day.
Right.
You in good shape, man. What you need to stop eating meat? What kind of dinner you had 2 weeks ago?
I had some chicken.
Okay.
I'm still eating it, I'm going to change the narrative on something. I think when we get older, we don't really drink a lot of milk. When was the last time you drank some milk?
Oh man, listen. I had some Lucky Charms and some milk.
You?
Yeah, it has some Lucky Charms, man. I love it. I forgot about when we were kids. We used to eat that kind of cereal, man. Captain Crunch. You know what I don't see on the show is alphabets.
You know what? You got a point there. You are absolutely right. I don't see that anymore.
I love alphabets, but that's what Lucky Charms tastes like with little marshmallow bits now.
Okay, when you had your cereal, did you drink? Were you drinking that 2% milk or whole milk?
Whole milk.
You know what? I had some whole milk about a year ago because I was drinking 2% for about 30 years. When I went to that whole milk, I couldn't drink it. It was so thick. Like way
lactose intolerance.
Yes.
Okay, lactose intolerance.
Right.
Well, let's talk about something I think is really important, I think, for our viewers. Mainly, people are dying these days. Like you said, we shouldn't be so shocked because the living word of God tells us that, even though 10,000 can fall on your left, 10,000 can fall on your right, but nothing by any means shall come near you. You have a buckler that stops it. When it comes to you, it just crumbles up like ashes.
Right.
So we're seeing so many of our friends and loved ones, and a lot of the elderlies, they are experiencing, this COVID and this new variant they have out, and wondering why people are dying so fast. I think it's the fear of having it, to have said you've been exempt from it, and then there's something, it appears in your life, is what you focus on the most. If you're focusing more on yourself, more than the word of God, what God says, I haven't given you the spirit of fear, and the fear is what's killing them. So I think there's an allowment for those who didn't receive it to enter the rest where you're protected. So they're dying because of what the doctors are saying, and they get a runny nose, a sore throat. They have what they call confession. They confess to say what they have. Most of us talk about what we have more than what it is that's not so. Because we can say those things. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
Right.
That's my topic on that.
That's right.
So I'm seeing a lot of our people dying because of fear. And it depends on who's telling you. Who you believe in more? The doctor? Oh, I know a doctor that have never lost a patient. His name is Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
He never lost a patient. He can restore you back. You know how we've gotten a cold and got sick when they had the flu, and we recovered, because healing belongs to those who believe. We don't want to leave that out the equation. I think that's so important at a time like now.
Right.
That our people being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Now, I told you, if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's right. That's
what you want to tell me that
it ain't so. Yeah, say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so, but it's the truth. That's right. I think that's important for a lot of the young people today and a lot of the elderly people. God brought you out of the mess you were in 3-4 months ago, 5 months. He is never going to stop. His love is endless, and he will bless you according to what he said that you are. First of all, learning about your true identity is so important. See, if you believe you just Willie, Willie, my daddy was Jamf, and my granddaddy, you're living in the life of how men grew up. But had they made an exchange while they were here, had they get an opportunity to be born again, which is the beginning. And the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And this wisdom super exceeds human understanding. I've gathered that for hearing what the word had to say about it, opposed to a general conversation with mere man in this world, the cardinal-minded man who depends on what he sees, what he smells, what he tastes, and what he hears, but not making God the manufacturer of life, making him the final say-so. And when we get to understand that, I think we can all survive this game. And in the world we're living in with this COVID-19 and this variant that they brought out. And I think we can really do well to inform our people how important it is to not walk in fear. I think that's one of the greatest topics we could ever talk about.
Right.
Fear.
Right. Say it ain't so, G Money.
If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
I want to talk about the the variant for 1 second. I was watching the news, and one doctor did confirm that the Omicron, I think that's what they call it. He said it wasn't a serious virus if you do get it. He said sometimes you may get the virus, the Omicron, and you might not even know you have it. He said it's maybe 3 days symptoms, give or take, and it's real. It's like a minor, like flu-like symptoms.
Mhm.
He did say that. He confirmed that part. There's nothing that you have to worry about and fear if you get the Omicron. He also said that pretty much you can't hide from the world. You have to live your life. It can't be in fear because it ain't really going nowhere right now. It'll be here for a couple years, actually. Just like other things that's out there. You don't hear about chicken pox no more, but it's out there. It ain't haven't went anywhere. It's just like you said, you live your life in fear. You got to believe in the man upstairs. You know
That's right.
that
But,
never lost a passenger. Yeah,
all client.
all patient. Okay,
Right. That's right, client.
right. Right.
Well, again, I'm glad you were able to bring this to the attention of the public, because I don't think people are going to want to tell the truth. I waited for a time like now to really express the areas of a relationship that I've had with God and appearing in my life for the things that I'm involved with. And one of the reasons that I even got involved with this film and movie and music industry is
Right.
because of the fact that it has to be told. And we're all supposed to be preaching the gospel, which is the good news. And that's what it is. And what good news is, it's probably too good to be true. So it took two young individuals like you and I to come up with bringing this to the attention of those who may be listening. Let him who have ears to hear, let him be listening. You see, a wise man hears and increases in learning, but a fool despises the wisdom that's given to them, which God's wisdom supersedes human understanding. Wow, if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's correct.
I mean, it ain't so.
You one of the hardest working men in show business. How many hours sleep do you get? I don't get much sleep either.
Well, I'm retired, man. So,
Yeah.
it's a difference, man. But I thank God every morning I, get a chance to open my eyes up to see that he gave us a new day, a new beginning, and I look forward. He said, in order for you to see your future, you have to let go of your past. Those who are holding on to your past, you can never see your future. So sometimes, God has to get you away from some of your kin folks,
Right.
Ray and Shaquita and Mom and them, so he can show you what he had set aside for those who love him. And I
Yes.
got an opportunity to fall in love with a person that created life, and I know him. And you can't know him without his word, like most people know of God, but you can't know God without his word. And everything he said is so. And
That's
if it
right.
wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's right. That's why I say it ain't so. I'm glad you did mention about folks letting go of the past because a lot of individuals hold grudges for 30, 40, 50 years. And when they look back at the grudge, it's really something silly. You have to let all that stuff go and that negative energy, to move forward with a lot of, things you're trying to accomplish. That's a biggie. And I'm sure you had some obstacles. So did I. I had to let some things go. You're not going to walk around in this world without letting things go and moving forward. I'm sure you experienced with that also. You know?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely. I discovered, the person you mad at, you know, they may be drinking champagne, enjoying life, and you still walking around holding the grudge that happened 10 years ago,
Yes.
you know, and they be enjoying life. And, when you see them, you still have the same attitude of unforgiveness. You
Yeah.
walking on one side of the street and they walking on one side of the street, and you don't want to be nowhere near them.
Right.
So you got to forgive. If you don't forgive, then God says that I won't forgive you, because look at all the things he forgave us for when we lived in the world and of the world and the sin life that we lived.
Right.
We definitely couldn't have paid the debt of what we've done when we learned to lie, steal, cheat, fornication, adultery, all those things we did, and we had to pay our price for it, man, we'd be in trouble. So thank God that someone paid the price for us. So he redeemed us from this. And I'm grateful to understand that I had to forgive all those who trespassed, lied on me, stole from me, cheated on me. I forgave them and I went free. I'm enjoying life to the fullest, man.
Right.
I
That's
ain't
good.
mad at no man.
Right.
I ain't mad at nobody. Because everything they took, God replaced it back 100-fold.
Oh, I
That
know.
was his word.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And when you go through that change and they see that you change, they give you a look like this right here. Sometimes it's, an arrogant look, but when you're a new person and you go back around the same people who did you wrong, they give you this look right here. I'm gonna play a little quick clip real fast.
Who is
you? Yeah. Yeah, they want to know who is you now.
Wow. Well, God said he can take a mess and turn it into a masterpiece.
Right.
When they tried to deceive you and take away and rob you, they didn't want you to know what God had set aside for you.
Right.
He seen who he may devour, and he got you to believe a lie rather than the truth. In this world we live in today, they exchange the truth for a lie, and what is good is now bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's how the world looks at it. But see, that's why God says, I pluck you out of the world and pluck you over into my hands. And who's bigger than God to knock you out of his hands?
That is correct. This is
Come
a
on,
beautiful
you're in a world of trouble.
You spoke some beautiful words. I like that. But you're telling the truth. Say it ain't so.
It wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, man, let me bring up another important factor that we see a lot of the current news that are happening in today. You don't even have to turn on the news to hear what's going on. People are dying every day in fires. People are dying from car wrecks, and people are dying from the COVID-19. But nothing by any means. I mean, at the point that God made it, we've seen within the last 2 years, we've seen over 550,000 people die from the COVID-19 alone. Right. At least that's what they tell you. But again, the government is smart. They have now control to know everyone in your household, who you was next to. They didn't have this 5 years ago. They weren't bothering you. You didn't have to concern. You can go where you want, jump on a plane, go to Vegas, go to China. It didn't matter. As long as you paid your fare, you got there. Now they have control of transportation, who's coming in, who's going out. Government now is mandatory that you have to take this shot. That is crazy. God said, I gave you a free will. You're a free moral agent.
Yep.
I didn't plan for you to live, and you have to take a shot in order for you to live. That means, look, guy getting ready to die, I'm going to give him a shot. That shot is not curing the disease of what they claiming it is, but how man has proven that death in this world, not 10,000 can fall on your left, 10,000 can fall on your right. That's 20,000. 530,000 people we lost during this COVID in the last 2 years.
That's a lot.
But nothing came me or you to warn the people of the next generation how these things have been cultivated by man to bring it into a world and devour those with small minds that are only concerned with the word of what the people say than what God say. More people want more pleasure than they want God. They want more money than they do God. They want good health more than they want God. God has to be a priority in all of our lives, but a lot of us are not taking it seriously. So a lot of things we are watching as it unfolds, we are living in the last days.
Yes. I don't agree with the mandatory shot because we should have a choice now. I agree. It shouldn't be nothing mandatory as far as the shot,
And it doesn't cure you. Like you come in for a flu shot, you get a flu shot, and, it'll help you a little bit. But we've all been through that. When they stopped printing about the flu in the newspapers, it just vanished away. See, the more you nurse something, the more you give it a chance to grow. The news reporters have to say certain things. The public idol figures have to say a certain amount of things to bring it into a spiritual walk. Because remember, they took it out of the schools. They're taking God out of the equation. So you're not going to be knowing the choice that you have to either listen to what the instructions of God, or you can listen to what the rest of the world is talking about. and
Right.
you will have what you say.
Right. That is correct. But I enjoyed it. You're going to do well in this podcast. Say It Ain't So podcast. I am the weatherman, Mr. G Money in the house, all the way from the Big Apple, that is. Keep that cold weather up there, too.
Oh, man, I'm going to send it down your way in a minute. I'm going to bring some snow down there, man. I'm going to throw a snowball and mail it to you.
What's that thing you put on your eyes, man?
Oh, man, I'm going to make a commercial for these people, man. Oh, you see my eyes in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Disco.
It might have backfired on you, but let's check it out.
Ah, you got some jokes to say, man.
Yeah.
That's okay. Listen, by the way, man, let me give a special shout out to a numbers of people, man, that we forgot about to say, thank them for tuning in. We're just about the beginning of this podcast, me and Weatherman. We want to bring the news to you direct. And if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so. And he want to tell you, if it ain't so, tell me it ain't so.
That's right.
A lot of us are going to be understanding what he said and meant by that, because when people tell you all this bad news, you want to tell me it ain't so.
That's right. That's it.
So.
That's right.
I can't believe it, man. It ain't so.
That's right.
The words which I shared with you, if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
you're going to listen to the podcast, man. We're going to come back again.
Yes.
We're going to see you following this up. I know a lot of things people want to ask, a lot of questions. We can't give them 12 years of school in one semester, but we thought we'll give them a good dose,
Yes.
So it's the beginning of this. Man, this is an honor to be able to communicate the way we are doing today and enlighten so many people of the good information that we have to share with them. So I hope you look forward to our next podcast, man.
Right. Please subscribe on YouTube too. Say It Ain't So podcast. Hit the like button and share. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm the weatherman with G Money. I'm sure we will be getting into some debates. I'm kind of new school compared to him and his era, but
okay.
But in the middle, we'll meet in the middle, and we'll go from there.
Oh, you letting all this white hair fool you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a little gray popping up, man.
Oh, you want to throw it dark, but I'll remember that on the next episode.
Yes, it is, man. All right.
Hey, I am the weatherman again. G Money in the house. Welcome to the Say It Ain't So podcast. One time for your mind, two times for your soul. G Money, say a little quick prayer for everybody, for America, that everybody gets blessed. We would like to end the podcast with a little small prayer. Go ahead.
Oh, Father God, we come before you today, and let it be none of me and all of you. May you speak through my vocal cords and think through my mind. As the world, he said, in the world you'll have trials and tribulations and adversities, but I want you to be of good cheer, because I've overcome the world for you. Let not your heart be troubled. Father God, we look at all our families that will come home each and every day, blessed going out, blessed coming in. Father God, as you said, we'll have whatsoever we say. And if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told them so. We look forward to seeing you in the next podcast with my brother Weatherman and yours truly, G Money. Good money, gave money, got money, and gonna get a little more money. I'll see you in a minute, man. God bless, man, America.
Okay, we'll see y'all later. Say It Ain't So podcast. See ya.